The first signs that rookie Gabe Jacas' contract situation and the crisis at the tight end position were spiraling out of control began to emerge when coach Mike Vrabel took to the podium to speak with reporters. Always direct and without mincing words, the coach confirmed that Jacas was not participating in any on-field activities, but categorically refused to give a clear reason for the prolonged absence. Vrabel limited himself to saying that the young defender had recently undergone a medical procedure, changing the subject immediately afterward. This evasive stance raised alarm bells among the league's main insiders. Why hide the details of a recovery if it was something simple? At the same time, on offense, the coach publicly admitted his desperation for reinforcements at the blocking tight end position, making it clear that the current roster's numbers were far below what was needed after the loss of Julian Hill. It was in this scenario of scarcity that a suspicious movement occurred on social media. The experienced and well-known tight end Pharaoh Brown, who had a remarkable and physically dominant run in New England in 2023, immediately responded to an Instagram post by analyst Taylor Kiles. The journalist had commented that he preferred signing Brown to fill the void left by Hill instead of betting on other veteran names available in the free agent market. With a wide-eyed emoji and a good dose of irony, Pharaoh Brown wrote, "I'd prefer that signing too. And I didn't even know I was that young. I'm still a kid, LOL." This explicit digital trail made it clear to the entire specialized press that the veteran is in perfect physical shape and actively working towards his return to Foxborough. Evidence of the extent of Gabe Jacas' medical and contractual problems has come to light through a meticulous investigation conducted by ESPN journalist Mike Rice. Information obtained from internal sources at other teams in the league revealed that our rookie's health history is a veritable minefield. Jacas failed or had severe restrictions in confidential pre-draft medical evaluations conducted by several NFL clubs. Reports indicate that he suffers from a severe labral tear in his right shoulder and a delicate stress fracture in his foot, injuries that even kept him out of the NFL scouting combine and the official University of Illinois Pro Day. To complete the alarming clinical picture, the surgical procedure mentioned by coach Mike Vrabel on the microphones was a cleaning arthroscopy performed on the player's knee. Putting all the pieces of this medical puzzle together, the reason for the historic impasse becomes clear. The New England Patriots management, led by executive Elliot Wolf, refused to grant Jacas the so-called participation agreement. This document is a kind of standard temporary contract that the vast majority of rookies receive to be able to train in OTAs and minicamp before signing the 4-year contract. This agreement guarantees that, should the young player suffer a serious injury during spring training, the franchise remains obligated to sign the final contract, maintaining the financial value intact corresponding to his draft position. Since the Patriots know that Jacas is injured and has chronic physical problems, the management blocked the protection document to avoid blindly taking the $8.6 million financial risk. Amidst all this corporate Cold War between the players' agents and our franchise's lawyers, there's a crucial detail hidden that most fans and media have overlooked. Greg Bedard, one of the most experienced and respected journalists covering the Boston Sports Journal daily, brought insider information that completely changes the perception of this mess. The New England Patriots management is, indeed, slightly bothered by the delay and the noise that the lack of a signature has been generating in the Massachusetts press, but they harbor absolutely no frustration or irritation with the rookie. The reason for this is very simple. Our scouts and doctors were perfectly aware of all the shoulder, foot, and knee injuries before moving up in the draft from pick 63 to pick 55 through a trade with the Los Angeles Chargers. The strategic plan devised by Mike Vrabel was always to sacrifice the entire spring training period and the mandatory minicamp to give the athlete the necessary rest and rehabilitation time, aiming to have him fully healthy for the remainder of his career. While this healing process unfolds behind the scenes, Gabe Jacas himself decided to break the organization's silence protocol and began posting short videos and photos of his private training sessions on his personal Instagram account. In the images, which cannot be officially shown by the channel's production team, the defender is seen making quick cuts on the pitch, running at high intensity, and demonstrating excellent mobility in his operated knee. The hidden detail is that the player's staff is using these posts as public proof of his health to pressure the management into waiving contractual guarantees. To fully understand the reason for so much caution and the motive behind this financial chess game, we need to coldly analyze the numbers of our salary cap from the perspective of the 2026 coaching staff. The New England Patriots have one of the most comfortable financial situations in the entire league, boasting salary cap space ranging between $35 and $37 million. Therefore, Jacas' problem has never been a lack of money to pay the signing bonus of the young Illinois defender. The main explanation behind this impasse is our front office's relentless pursuit of strict financial protection clauses against pre-existing injuries. The Patriots want to insert contractual provisions that allow them to waive part of the guaranteed money if the athlete's chronic shoulder or foot problems sideline him again in the coming years. On the other side of the table, the players' agents demand the full and unrestricted guarantee of second-round draft pick values, arguing that the franchise consciously assumed the risk at the time of recruitment. It's a classic business tug-of-war. In parallel, this same mentality of financial responsibility explains the team's strong interest in the return of Pharaoh Brown to fill the spot left by the injured Julian Hill. The veteran knows the demanding environment of Foxborough perfectly, possesses an impeccable physical fit for the ground-based tactical system that our coach wants to implement, and would accept a short-term contract of just 1 year for the veteran minimum salary of $1,500,000. It would be the cheapest, safest, and smartest solution on the market to protect the blind side of the offensive line without compromising the team's financial future. The practical consequences of these two major behind-the-scenes sagas will dictate the success or complete failure of the New England Patriots in the 2026 NFL season. If the front office continues to be stubborn and doesn't reach a definitive agreement with Gabe Jacas by July 25th, the official date for the team's return to training camp, the technical impact will be catastrophic for our defense. Jacas has already missed the entire offseason program, hasn't had practice sessions with the starters, and hasn't assimilated the complex defensive playbook designed by the coordinators. Every day of practice lost from July onwards pushes our top draft pass rusher to the back of the rotation, overloading veterans like Draymond Jones and Harold Landry in a unit that already finished last year among the lowest performing in sacks. On the other hand, the impact of a potential signing of Pharaoh Brown would bring immediate and vital relief to Drake May's development. Without an elite tight end blocking, the young quarterback would be completely exposed to the aggressive pressure of opposing AFC East defenses. Brown's arrival would not only stabilize short pass protection, but also lift a huge weight off the shoulders of promising third-round rookie Eli Raridon, who has been praised by Mike Vrabel for his dedication and training but clearly doesn't yet possess the physical strength necessary to consistently hold off the league's top-tier defenders. The fate of our offensive and defensive trenches is entirely tied to the outcome of these behind-the-scenes negotiations. With all the cards and behind-the-scenes details laid bare, the countdown to the start of our regular season is running faster than ever. The Foxborough administration has exactly 1 month to resolve these medical issues, finalize outstanding contracts, and get things in order before the players take to the field with their protective pads on the Gillette Stadium turf. If you want to be the first to receive the breaking news with official confirmation of Gabe Jacas' signing or the announcement of the triumphant return of the giant Pharaoh Brown to our roster, click the subscribe button below and activate the notification bell so you don't miss a single detail of the most complete daily coverage of our team. Our journalism team is monitoring every movement on social media and official New England sources to bring you the information firsthand. Now, I want to hear the voice of our passionate fans who follow the channel every day. Leave your answers in the comments below with the corresponding letters so we can organize our voting. Type Y if you approve of the immediate signing of Pharaoh Brown for 1 year, or type P if you prefer to pass on this opportunity and bet on the Youth Academy players. And about our second-round pick. Do you believe that the board and the player will resolve this medical issue in time for the start of training camp? Comment Y for yes or N for no. Leave your honest opinion and, as always, let's go Pats.